So now I'm going to take a look at a brand new film that's out in cinemas. Now, this is one of those films that probably wouldn't have got a cinema release in Australia if the world's cinema world wasn't being affected at the moment by COVID-19. But I have to say, I'm glad this film did, because it's an absolute little gem. It's a film called Little Joe. It's from director Jessica Hausner, who has been making movies for quite a while now, but this is the first film I've watched of hers that's really kind of made me go, wow, this is absolutely fantastic. Now, this film centers around two scientists, Alice, played by Emily Beecham, and Chris, played by Ben Whishaw. Basically, what they've done is create a plant that they believe is going to become a worldwide hit. It is a plant that needs human love. It's almost like a child, in the sense that it is so special that it is like a family member, really, with the way that it needs love and needs to be looked after. Now, the company that they work for is a little bit skeptical. They're a little bit worried about this project that Alice and Chris have been working on, especially when one of their colleagues, Bella, played by Kerry Fox, believes that the plant and its pollen has done something to the other plants that were being brought up in this industrial greenhouse, and also her dog. Now, not a lot of people take a lot of notice of Bella, because in the past she has had mental problems, including a mental breakdown that led to a suicide attempt. Now, for Alice, this project means everything. There are times during this movie where you think that she may even lose her son, Joe, played by Kit Connor, because of her dedication to her work. He starts talking about moving in with his father. There's a few times where you see him ask her, can they do something on the weekend? And she says she can't because she's working. Now, the whole idea that Bella has about this plant, the audience is left wondering whether Bella is right or not. Certainly, people that come in contact with the plant's behavior seems to change. Chris's behavior changes, Joe's behavior changes, and so does Bella's dog. But is that just the way things are? I mean, Chris changing, he suddenly has affection for Alice. Joe changing could possibly because he's a teenage boy and he now has a girlfriend, which of course is going to make anybody change. So the company launches an investigation into Alice's project. At the same time, Alice is defending her project. We see her have counselling sessions with her counsellor, and she defends her project. So, for the most part, this film is almost like a thriller without all of the big Marvel action sequences. You're constantly wondering what is going to happen. Are these plants going to kill someone? That seems like hell-bent on destroying them? Is it going to be something more sinister? Is it going to become something like a movie like Species, where all of a sudden the entire world is affected by these plants? And then, of course, there's also the whole idea that perhaps Bella's just crazy. Perhaps this whole notion that there's anything with these plants is absolutely absurd. It is one of those movies that I can tell that not a lot of people, I shouldn't say not a lot of people, but some people are going to struggle with this film. It is pretty slow, considering that it's not exactly like the plants are attacking people. If you're going into this movie and expecting some kind of great big action kind of sci-fi, it's not what you're going to get. It's a very slow burn kind of thriller. There's some brilliant scenes in there between Alice and Chris, and to be honest, Emily Beecham and Ben Whishaw carry this movie. But Kit Connor is actually a really, really good young actor as well. He does a brilliant job in the role of Joe. And if you're wondering why the movie is called Little Joe, the plants are actually called Little Joe. Alice named them after her son. So I know that some people out there are probably thinking, does the film center around the boy? No, it doesn't. It does actually center around Alice and Chris. As a director, the director makes some very big decisions here. Jessica Hausner has certainly made this an alternative style film. There's a noise that you hear nearly constantly when there's a scene that the plants feature in. I know that may actually cause some problems for people out there that have audio problems. I'm not 100% sure how that noise would actually affect people that are wearing a hearing aid or something like that, but there is definitely a noise there, and you can kind of work out that Hausner as a director is trying to get the audience to think, is it just a static noise that's in the hothouse, or is this the plant's way of trying to communicate with the people that are around them? Even in the end credits, the noise is there during the end credits until the music kicks in as well. So it's obviously something that Hausner has made a filmmaker's choice about, and yeah, it does. It kind of puts the audience on an unsettling kind of edge for a majority of the film. So it definitely works. The way that she has filmed this film is brilliant. I feel that the whole whiteness of the place where they work kind of gives it that big corporate feel, like it's a boring corporate place. The last thing you would expect is that this is a place that's developing something that's potentially dangerous to the human species. And then I've noticed that whenever they're out of that environment, she uses a lot of dark colors in the way that it's filmed. And I think that's an absolutely fantastic way to actually shoot this film. So, look, I'm going to give a lot of credit to Little Joe. Like I said, I think that the director here, Jessica Hausner, has done a great job with the film. I also think that Emily Beecham and Ben Whishaw are absolutely fantastic in this. And watch out for young Kit Connor. He is definitely going to be a star of the future, I think, as well. So, yeah, if you like your kind of alternative kind of films, then go along and check out Little Joe. I know it's showing at Cinema Nova in Melbourne, and I'm sure it's showing in some other cinemas around Australia as well. So definitely go and check out Little Joe. I'm going to give this one 3.5 out of 5.